All right. Well, I'm so excited to talk to you. I want to be educated on what's going on, this humanitarian crisis going on in the country of Armenia. And for those who don't know, the country like borders Turkey and Iran. It's in Asia. So we'll get into PSA in a second. But what is the actual crisis that's going on right now in the country?
Well, it's a little bit difficult for most people because the region and the history is a little complicated, but I'll give you the quick version.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Artsakh, which is also known as Nagorno-Karabakh, has been a part of Armenia for millennia. After the Bolshevik Revolution, when Stalin took over, he partitioned that section and put it under Azerbaijani Soviet rule, like arbitrarily. And some say that to appease Turkey. So he separated Armenians, a chunk of it, and just sort of put it under Azerbaijani rule. And for decades to follow, there was a lot of oppression. There was a lot of violence against Armenians who were Christian in Azerbaijan, which is predominantly a Muslim country. And so toward the end of the 80s, before the fall of the Soviet Union, people of Artsakh, who for decades had been appealing to Kremlin, asking to secede and to reconnect with Armenia, finally decided they want to declare their independence. Oh. Well, this came with a price. Azerbaijan carried out pogroms and basically massacred about 30,000 plus people, ethnic Armenians within Azerbaijan and Artsakh. So in '88, Artsakh declared its independence and a war followed, which lasted until '94, when a ceasefire was brokered by Russia, US, and France. And ever since then, there have been skirmishes and Azerbaijan's threats and such until September 27th of this year. Azerbaijan, which now we know for about a year had been pre-planning this with the help of Turkey, its close ally, with financially and with military and all of that. They also brought in ISIS, Libyan and Pakistani and Syrian mercenaries, paid them to fight. So they unleashed this horrendous genocidal war on Artsakh, mercilessly shelling civilians, cities, missiles. They're targeting hospitals and nursing homes and schools. About 65% of Artsakh has fled to Armenia. It's a very, very dire situation. They're basically, Azerbaijan and Turkey have broken so many international laws, United Nations laws, and European Union laws, human rights. Mm-hmm. So they are, the crisis now is that Azerbaijan will not stop. There were 2 ceasefires that were brokered by Russia in the last few weeks. Azerbaijan broke both of them. This past week, President Trump brokered a ceasefire with the help of the State Department. Azerbaijan broke that. And the president of Azerbaijan, Aliyev, basically said, I have no intention of this ceasefire. I'm just going to keep going. And Turkey's President Erdogan has basically supported him, and they are they're just determined to commit genocide. I mean, what they're doing is ethnic cleansing.
Dang. Well, yeah. I can see why there's a campaign for this. I'm surprised I have know about this, and many other people, like it's not over the news, so.
In the last year, as they prepared to do this, they hired 6 public relations and lobbying firms in the US to employ them, to make sure that they have media placements to confuse people, to put wrong information, lies, and propaganda all through international media, but especially US media. We now know about these firms, but there's a lot of misinformation out there and people are confused. And of course, this was timed perfectly for them to do it while
Right.
the world is preoccupied with COVID, rightfully,
Yeah,
and we in the US are
the election.
further preoccupied with the election.
Yeah.
So it's a very strategic thing that they did. There are other parties that are also helping them. It's a very, very ugly situation that is happening right now as you and I are speaking.
Hmm.
There are people being slaughtered. I mean, videos are emerging of captured soldiers and villagers who were beheaded. And these are videos that were made by Azerbaijani soldiers themselves. So if you can imagine how many others have happened that we don't even have the footage of. And they're confirmed, like BBC has confirmed them, Human Rights Watch and such have confirmed. Azerbaijan will not allow any press there. Armenia is open to all members of media to go there. So it's a very intense, difficult situation.
Oh, absolutely. So there's a celebrity PSA going to try to educate people about this. Talk about who's involved in it.
Yeah. So USA TV is the big production company studio that wanted to do something to bring attention of the masses, the American public, to it. And they reached out to my friend Nicole, who then contacted me, knowing that I have, I'm an Armenian American, and said, let's think about ways we can do this. And I thought the best way would be to do PSAs and bring celebrities in. So we produced the first of the series, just and released it about a week ago. It has Kim Kardashian, it has Serj Tankian from System of a Down, Ed Begley Jr., who's a brilliant actor, but also an activist, Andrea Martin, Lawrence Zarian, and several others. And now we're working on the second series, which we already have Congressman Schiff and Oscar nominee Sally Kirkland to bring attention to this any way we can. And last few days, Sean Penn came out in support of Artsakh, so did Mel Gibson.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
word is getting around. Yeah, they haven't done a PSA for us, but they did it independently, which is great. No difference. Yeah.
Is there ways people could donate? Are they sending like humanitarian aid over there by any chance or anything? Or
Yeah, so it's all streamlined to one foundation, which has been helping Artsakh for decades, because Artsakh is very isolated. And so it's the organization is called Armenia Fund, and they have collected money for the last month. They're very reputable, great organization, do a lot of great work. So Armenia Fund is the organization to go for anyone who wants to donate, etc. But for information and resources and media, anything like that, one would go to anca.org. So it's ANCA, Armenian National Committee of America. They are the leading Armenian American advocacy organization in the US, based in Washington, DC.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I know you're very busy with lots of other different stuff. You work for the Blunt Post. Any other campaigns or any other nonprofits or anything we should know about you're also working on?
Honestly, this whole thing in Artsakh has just taken over so much of it. I have my radio show on KPFK, which is called The Blunt Post with Vic, Monday mornings at 7 a.m. KPFK 90.7 FM. So, and my show is the election nerve center for KPFK. So last month or so has been nothing but election. I just interviewed Congressman Schiff.
Oh, nice.
And I'm also excited about, I'm helping a friend promote her very important film. It's called Disarm Hate. It's about gun violence and the LGBT community. It was inspired by the Pulse nightclub tragedy in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
So Disarm Hate is basically about a group of activists, LGBTQ activists, who get on a bus or an RV, I should say, and go cross country from LA to DC to join a rally for gun control. It's a fascinating documentary that's out now on Amazon Prime and Hulu and all kinds of places. So I'm really excited about that. And my friend Juliana Brudik, who's the director, and she's just received a lot of great reviews. The film is in multiple film festivals. So that's another thing that's sort of happening.
Very cool.
And like everyone else, just one day at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for taking your time to talk to me and help spread the word for this and keep up the amazing work.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.